Hello. Hello, everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Sir Mala, and in today's video, I'm bringing to you another episode of Learn English with Sir Mala, and I will be correcting 4 pairs of confusables, which are very common among learners of English or among speakers of English. And I welcome you to this channel and urge you, if you are visiting for the first time, to subscribe and to click on the notifications tab so that you can be informed whenever I bring more of such content to you. And without further ado, I will start to share my screen with you so that I can take you through today's lesson. We shall be looking at the difference between border and border, altar and altar, and bridge, and nowadays, and then nowadays, which actually doesn't exist. So I see a lot of people when they're writing online, when they want to say something is bothering them, that is to mean something is worrying them, they go and use this word border, which actually means a boundary between two countries, and that is absolutely wrong. So at the end of this, you should be able to clarify this. First, border, border, border. It is a line that has been agreed to divide one country from another. In other words, it is a boundary between two countries. It is a boundary between two countries, okay? So, for example, where you stopped at the border between Gabon and Cameroon, where you stopped at the border between Cameroon and Gabon, the train crosses the border between France and Spain. The train crosses the border between France and Spain. The two countries have had frequent border disputes. The two countries have had frequent border disputes. Another example, or using again border. Now this time around, I'm not talking about border as a boundary, but the verb to border, to border, to border about something, to worry about something, to make someone feel worried or upset. And this is actually B-O-T-H-E-R. But many people, when they want to write this one, B-O-T-H-E-R, border, they go and write border, which is a boundary. So watch out and do not confuse this again. To border actually means to make someone feel worried or upset. For instance, does it bother you that he is out so much of the time? Does it bother you that he is out so much of the time? Living on my own has never bothered me. Living on my own has never bothered me. I don't care if he doesn't come. It doesn't bother me. I don't care if he doesn't come. It doesn't bother me. Okay. Now, order versus alter and alter. A lot of the times when people want to use alter, this one, the first alter, which means to say, they mix it up with the others. But I will be coming back to this in subsequent videos to say other things. But for today, let's look at the differences between these three words in front of us, both in terms of their pronunciation, but also in terms of their meaning. Order, 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 to order something, order, to say something, or to make a sound with your voice. That is the meaning of to order. So it means to say something or to make a sound with your voice. And it is U-T-T-E-R. She sat through the whole meeting without uttering a word. She sat through the whole meeting without uttering a word. She barely uttered a word all morning. She barely uttered a word all morning. And now, altar, the altar of God, the sacred place of the Lord. So an altar is a type of table used in ceremonies in a Christian church or in other religious buildings. or it's a special place on which the priest performs religious duties in a religious building. For instance, in the Roman Catholic Church, mass servants help priests on the altar, on the altar. And altar is not altar. Altar is not altar as above, okay? Now, secondly, we have altar, to alter something, altar. So we have altar, altar, then altar, altar, then alter. Alter means to change something, usually slightly, or to cause the characteristics of something to change, or to modify something. That's the meaning of to alter. And many people, either when they want to use alter, will go you find them using alter, meaning change, whereas they should have used alter. Or simply say, just say. The verb say will help you there. I'll be coming back to this later on, but let's take a look at these examples. So we've had to alter some of our plans. We had to alter. Giving up our car has radically altered our lifestyle. Giving up our car has radically altered our lifestyle. Now, breach versus bridge. Breach versus bridge. We have the verb or the noun breach. So we have the verb to breach or the noun breach. It actually means an act of breaking a law or breaking a promise or breaking an agreement or breaking a relationship. For instance, he was sued for a breach of contract. He was sued for breach of contract, for breaking the contract. Then we have the verb form to break a law. So to breach means to break a law, to break a promise or an agreement or a relationship. For instance, they breached the agreement they had met with their employer. They breached the agreement, sorry, let me take it again. They breached the agreement they had met with their employer. They breached the agreement they had met with their employer. But now we have bridge. Bridge is not breach. Bridge is not breach. Bridge, it's not breach. So to bridge or to bridge or a bridge has nothing to do with a breach of contract. So what is a bridge? A bridge is a structure that is built over a river, over a road, over a railway to allow people and vehicles to cross from one side to the other. For instance, we drove across the bridge, or we drove over the bridge. We drove across the bridge, or we drove over the bridge. Secondly, the Vori Bridge is the longest bridge in Cameroon. The Vori Bridge is the longest bridge in Cameroon. And now to bridge means to build a bridge over or across something. The river had been bridged at its narrowest point. The river had been bridged at its narrowest point. Kindly note, please, that with their other meanings of bridge. For instance, this place in between the two nostrils is called the bridge of the nose, okay? The bridge of the nose. I'm touching it. I'm touching the bridge of my nose. So there are other meanings to bridge as a noun and also to bridge as a verb. But I would like to limit just here because my point is to clarify the difference between bridge, and bridge. Finally, time and again, people continue to make this confusion. People continue to write something like now, our days, which is wrong. It does not exist in English. Please take this, copy this carefully. This does not exist. These three words don't exist in English as an expression that makes any sense. Instead, it is one word and it is nowadays, written as Nowadays. And it is an adverb. It is an adverb of time. It is pronounced nowadays. Nowadays. What does it mean? It means at the present time in comparison to the past. It means at the present time, at the present moment in comparison to the past. Some examples. Who remembers those movies nowadays? Meaning who remembers those videos or those movies of the past? Who remembers those movies nowadays? Nowadays, I bake my own bread rather than buy it. Nowadays, I bake my own bread rather than buy it. Most of our custom comes from tourists nowadays. Most of our custom comes from tourists nowadays. The first mobile phones were heavy and clumsy to use, but nowadays they are much easier to handle. The first mobile phones were heavy and clumsy to use, but nowadays they are much easier to handle. Did you say nowadays? No, 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 that does not exist, please. That does not exist. That is wrong. It does not exist in English. So each time you find yourself tempted to use this, remember that it does not exist, that you are supposed to use this. So I have come to the end of this video for today, and I thank you for having watched. And if you are visiting here, this channel for the first time, please kindly subscribe to my channel and click on the notifications tab button so that whenever I add such interesting content, you will be alerted, you will be notified. And yes, of course, please, next time, not long from now, I will be coming back to you with a video helping people to avoid a lot of these errors I'm correcting here every day, because I know some of the main reasons or some of the main causes of these errors, or why people commit these errors. And I shall be talking about that in an exclusive session meant only for that. Until we meet again for that and some other content on this channel, please stay safe. Bye. Take care.